There is exactly 148 hours left of the January transfer window, and the big question is, will West Ham United sign any more players? Of course, after the announcement at 9 o'clock this morning that Kalvin Phillips has signed for the Hammers on a loan, until the end of the season. There's people saying different things about a potential option to buy for around 40 million at the end of the season, but we'll discuss all of that and more in the next 45 minutes or so. Honestly, sorry we're a bit late, but we're trying to shut these three up as an absolute nightmare. I've got the panel of guests, the normal crew. Nige, how are you?
Very good, thanks, mate. I'm good.
He's getting a bit nervous. 3 weeks to his wedding. He's like, just got his suit. It's all a bit real now, mate.
I'm ice cool, mate. Ice cool about it.
Mike, who's got the same jumper as Nigel. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, modelling Lucas Fabianski. Yeah.
Jake wanted me to take it off everyone because he said it looked weird online. There it is, though. £20 tracksuit.
And Gary down the end. Gary, how are you?
I'm good. You? Find my hand. There we go. Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you very much indeed for you all joining me. I mean, it feels like a bit of a tradition now. We all just come together. Dad says in the morning, if we do a transfer show tonight, he said, yeah, I'll ask the usuals, and here they all are. So I could just click a finger in the hair. So,
it's because we've got nothing else to do, Jake.
I don't doubt that.
Normal people are out on a Friday night having a good time.
We've done it. No, it's been there, done it, mate.
Yes, mate, we have.
Let's take some comments before we get into it. Once more, he's made his intentions clear about the Liverpool job. Klopp had to resign before he said, nobody's mentioned it that Klopp's leaving at the end of the season. It's not like Sky's talked about it all day and nothing else. It's not like, honestly, you think he's died. If you were on there and you didn't read the headline, you think he's dead.
But Jake, if you're a Liverpool fan, they've had how many years? 30 years before Klopp won something? And he's leaving. They've got another 30 years in the wilderness to come, which is hilarious.
Exactly. We're all going to enjoy this downfall now, honestly. I cannot wait for it. I did say it was on my bingo card at the start of the year. Either Pep or Klopp will leave in 2024. There we go. See. Don't say I get everything wrong. Dwight Gale is playing for the Stoke under-21s against West Ham tonight. He definitely ain't under-21. We're not watching it. No, I'm not watching under-21s. I'm here. I'm dedicating my Friday evening to transfer news. See, find any other West Ham YouTube channel doing that. West Ham Fan TV probably around 8 o'clock. But anyway, that's beside the point. The big question is, will Nigel be doing a wedding vlog? Are you going to be... Are you going to be partaking in the consumption of alcohol on your wedding day, Nigel?
Yes.
There we go.
Simple answer to that, yeah. Because I won't have to buy a drink, will I? Just everyone will just offer you drinks all night.
Very true.
I won't be able anyway. I ain't got any money left.
He's not even married yet.
It's all gone on his Asda order that's coming in about 10 minutes. But we'll start off.
Like I said, Jake, that was coupons, mate.
Well, all of it.
Well, yeah, we do a lot of Asda shopping. We do get a lot of deliveries.
Right, let's talk about West Ham, shall we? We'll start off with the news this morning. Kalvin Phillips signed, sealed, delivered. He's not ours. Well, he is ours. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Did you get that? Yeah, I'm here all night. Right, Kalvin Phillips. There's been a lot of excitement about this on social media. I'm a little bit reserved. I think it's a good signing. I do, but I think there's been some overreactions about the signing. Good player, Nigel.
Yeah, I'm going to say my little bit about Kalvin now. I've always liked him. He's a great player. I think he'll be brilliant for us. He'll fill that hole in the middle. We'll have a bit of a dynamic person, I think, in the middle, which we've needed for a long time. I think that he's a great signing, but I am gutted that we're not buying him because I feel that it's a way of possibly prizing Paqueta away from us, from Man City. You imagine if Kalvin comes here and he pulls up trees and he looks really good for us, then his price is going to go up. People will start coming looking for him. We'll have to compete and find that money, which is going to be, let's say, at least 50 million. I just think it's, we're in a situation where Manchester City will have us by the short and curlies, really, and that's how I feel about it. So, on one hand, I'm really, really pleased that he's a West Ham player at the moment, but it would have been nice if we'd have signed him permanently.
That's the concern, isn't it, Mike? I mean, we know that there's quite a decent relationship between Manchester City and West Ham on all levels. Really, it's been well documented over the last couple of years or so. And listen, I think this deal, if we talk about this deal on its own, I think it's good for all parties, to be honest with you. Pep Guardiola, even today or yesterday, sort of outlined his regret about Kalvin Phillips not working, for it not working out at Manchester City, and he spoke of him very fondly. And Pep Guardiola doesn't do that about a crap footballer. He's a really decent footballer who just hasn't been able to fit into Pep Guardiola's plans. And Nigel raises a valid point about the Paqueta argument, but just solely dealing with the here and now, I think it solves an issue, Kalvin Phillips. I'm going to be honest, and that's the issue of the absence of Alvarez.
Not only that, Jake, I think he's a player that we actually need, or a player in his mould need. Someone that progresses it from midfield to attack. I mean, we all know that he's going to play Souček still anyway, but for me, I would play, if fit, Alvarez, Phillips, and Jay will Price. I think it would be an outstanding three in the middle of the park. Yeah. And honestly, that's good enough to compete for the top 5 or 6. It's got to be. Midfield with the front men we've got as well. So, yeah, it's a little bit concerning because, let's face it, he's not had many minutes, has he? So how fit is he going to be? He's had injury problems as well, so got to count in. But the guy needs minutes, and he just seems like a really nice geezer. He just seems a real nice bloke. I think he'll fit in well. There's no doubt about that. I think he's a sort of player who'll work his socks off, and he'll go down really well with the fans. I think, as long as he keeps himself fit. Yeah, the situation is the Paqueta thing part of it. I think it probably is, but I still don't know if he fits in the City side either. I've got to be totally honest. I don't think either of them do, but I think they're both ideal for us.
Yeah, Gary, I think that's where the issue lies in terms of where is he going to fit into this midfield? Because we know Moises loves the Souček. Ward-Prowse, I don't think you can drop, to be honest with you. And Alvarez, if he's fit, you certainly can't drop. So Moyes must have finalised a plan and factored Phillips into this midfield.
Yeah, I think earlier on in the season, I think Moyes dropped Souček for a game or two, and I think ideally he would play Alvarez and Phillips in a pivot. I think that what he would like to do, release Ward-Prowse going forward. And honestly, Jake, I've been supporting the club a long time, and I can't remember a time where our midfield has been so strong. We've got a really strong midfield now, really strong. Pablo's a good player, and he's nowhere near the first team now, so that's a good sign. Going on to the Paqueta point, I think we have to be realistic. I think I personally think the front three we've got is probably top 4. We've got, and it'll be very, very difficult for West Ham to hang on to all 3 in the summer. We have to be realistic. Yeah. But then you have to trust Tim, because we lost Rice last season, which is, on paper, a very, very tough replacement. And I think personally we're a better side now without Rice than we were last season. So if the same thing happens again, you've got to trust that, if Paqueta and Phillips do a swap deal, we'll probably get a cash as well, adjustment, and let Tim make his decisions again.
Absolutely. You've got to put full faith into Tim Steidten. He went to Dam, he smoked some, came back home with Alvarez and a superstar from Ghana. And as the chant reads, he's been flawless so far. I struggle to see a fault with anything that Tim Steidten has done. And I think as a fan base in a football club, as I said, we've got to put full confidence and we've got to reimburse that back into him in the summer. I think we'll keep hold of 2 of the front 3, if I'm honest. I don't think Kudus will leave in the summer. I don't think Bowen will leave in the summer. I unfortunately think we'll have to let go Lucas Paqueta as part of this Phillips deal, or just on its own. It wouldn't surprise me if they came in, chucked 80 or 90 on the table and said, let's be done with it. And I think that's probably what will happen. I think Kudus will stay. I think Bowen will stay. But I think, Gary raises a good point there, Nigel, is that we've got to have faith in Steidten in whatever situation we find ourselves through midway through the summer, that he's going to sort it out, because he's already done it once and he's got history of doing it with Bayer Leverkusen as well. And look at the position they're in under Xabi Alonso now. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I'd like to know someone that number 2 that we bought on the last couple of games, the Brazilian fella.
Yeah, Danny Inicio.
John Zinio, that's him.
Oh, sorry, wrong player. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, joking aside.
No.
Yeah,
John Zinio, Zinio. I mean, they're all coming back here.
Joking aside, Ben Johnson apparently started life in the midfield, and he's looked good the last couple of games.
Yeah.
So you can't count him out. You know, if he plays like that every game, he'd get in the team. But yeah, Paqueta, you know, we're saying, you know, we're losing, but you know, like the guys have said, with the team that we've got there on paper, with those three up front, Paqueta, Bowen, Kudos, and then that midfield, that strong midfield with Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, and Phillips. I mean, maybe they might not want to leave if we're challenging for the top four and we're going places in Europe. Then you know we've got a very good chance of keeping those players. I think.
Yeah, I think we'll keep the vast majority of them. But I mean, if we keep all of them in the summer, that's an absolute masterstroke. If we do, that'll be a masterclass. But look, we'll see. Will Heavyweight says with both Ben Rama and Fornals leaving, we have to get Othman and Jostrin. We'll talk about those two in just a second. Someone in the Mirror said that the Phillips Loan leaves the integrity of the league in doubt as City are strengthening their opposition. I'm not entirely sure about that. I mean, you could argue any transfer that goes through the Premier League now could be, you know, questioning the integrity of the league because it'll be strengthening an opposition. I mean, where and when does that end? I think that's a bit bizarre, to be honest with you. Mike, you're shaking your head.
Yeah, I don't think so, really. I think, to be honest, Pep really feels sorry for the lad, you know, that he just can't give him minutes because he just doesn't fit into his plans, full stop. Knows he's a good player. God, he plays for England. Southgate rates him highly. He still gets in the England squad, even with the lack of minutes he's been playing. But Pep, he realises, you know, come on, you know, this guy, he's a nice chap. He deserves to be going off somewhere and playing some minutes, you know, and he's done the right thing for him and he's done the right thing for Man City, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Nigel and Mike also went to damn. You wait. March. Nigel, are you ready? Is your bank balance going to be ready for a European tour in March?
God only knows, to be fair. It's milked me dry. Do you know what? It's the amount of money that you spend going to football is like, well, you know, if you go, it's just so much money. And like I say, the wedding's cleared us out, really. So I just I've got to work hard. I said straight back to work after. We've got a honeymoon in Nottingham.
Forest
that's straight up as well, that is.
You won't romantic.
That's the honest truth. So Nottingham Forest away, honeymoon. And then back to trying to earn a few quid, and so hopefully, we'll be able to go to Europe again.
Yeah. Well, that is one.
I'll find a way.
Oh, we will. Otherwise, I'll just take your space, Nigel. I don't mind. You know, I haven't done one yet, and I'm desperate. And you know, even Mike's done one. Even Mike slept on the floor of Amsterdam airport, and I haven't even witnessed any of these atrocities yet.
Mate, you haven't slept on a park bench in the middle of Paris.
I slept
True story.
True story. On airport on the floor.
On the way to Frankfurt, we broke. Our coach was delayed on the way to Frankfurt, and we had to get this connection to Paris. It took us to the ghetto. Be quiet. It took us to the ghetto, and I ended up sleeping on a park bench for a couple of hours.
Jesus.
Oh, this is us as the delivery. So bear with me. That's the Little Mermaid playing. I didn't put that tune on.
Oh, that's you, Nigel. You little devil. Little Mermaid.
Got the dog too.
Oh, that's you.
It attacks the people.
Don't kid yourself, Nigel. You can take the mick out of a jumper that I wore on a Christmas show you like, but your Little Mermaid, dolphin,
chihuahuas. You know what I mean?
Right. Do you want me to kick you off for 5 minutes while you start your after or not?
No, we're all right. I'm not unloading it, mate.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Pablo Fornals is reportedly closing in on a move to Real Betis. Gary, I'll start with you. Listen, I think we'll all be grateful for that goal he scored in our quest to European glory last year. And he just seems like an overall nice geezer. But this season, it's just proved where he's just simply not good enough to be breaking into this side. And the geezer wants first-team football. And if he'll find that at Real Betis, then I say good luck to him.
Yeah, I think two things there, Jake. I think firstly, it shows how much we've improved. I mean, he was pretty much a first choice player 2 years ago.
Mm.
And secondly, I hope we don't rush through the sale without getting good money for him, because we paid, I think, 25 million for him. I think he's 27, Jake. He's 27, 28.
Something like that, yeah.
Which means really he's at his peak. So we should be looking to get at least that back. And if I hear we sold him for like 5 million or something, plus add-ons, I'll be quite annoyed. So I'd rather keep him than sell him for stupid money.
Yeah, 28 next month he is. So so look, I think it's a quite a not a sad way to end, but I think he's been a good servant to the club, Mike. All the videos you see of him, and you can't help but smile. He's a really decent bloke, but I mean, at Sheffield United, I think that just summed it up. He was just like he couldn't string a simple 5-yard ball, and the people around me were getting so agitated.
Oh no, you're right, Jake. But I love the guy for what he's done for us. And is it that long ago? I remember Spain under 21s. I remember watching it because we were linked with him, and he looked a real tidy little footballer, and that's what he was. You know what I mean? He's never ever gonna run, 20 yards and ping it in the top corner. He's never want that sort of player. He's done a good job for us, and like you guys have just said, I think we've moved on now. I think our levels have gone up when you look at but he's the sort of guy you got to shake him by the hand and say thanks very much, Pablo, and wish him all the best when he moves on.
Yeah, and I hope Nigel is a player that if he comes back in 5 years' time, we can all sort of nod our head and smile and went, thanks, Pab.
Yeah, I mean, I was a big Fornals fan. Well, I still am. I think he's a great guy, but I think his lack of form is there's a reason behind it. I think when the team that he played in over the past couple of years, when there was Rice and Dawson and there was a camaraderie with the team. There was a really feel-good factor with the team. There was a real team of friends and stuff like that. And now different people have come in, and demographics have changed for Pablo. I don't think he's as happy as he was. And I think that's affected his football in a big way. And it's a shame because, and also he's being played out of position a lot of the time. I think he's a really tidy little player. And I think, he'll be well welcome back at the London Stadium if he ever comes back with another team, because he is a West Ham boy, isn't he?
Yeah,
and when you hear him come out with interviews and say, whatever, I'll forever be Cockney and all this, and when he used to sing all the songs on the interviews, and I think I can remember one video where he walked out with his child, like when I was known in the stadium, singing Bubbles, and you're like, this guy's brilliant, and so full credit to him for that. But I think, just especially I stood back against the wall at Sheffield United, and I just got so frustrated. And Nigel, I don't know if it was the same around you, but people were just giving him absolute pelters because he just couldn't string a pass together. And do you know what? I don't think he deserves that, and I don't think it's right for him to stay here because it's not doing his career any good.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear too much. I was down the front, so I didn't hear too much aimed at Pablo. To be fair, I didn't think we was that bad. I just think that Sheffield United were on it. As at home, they needed to win. I think Souček was worse, if I'm honest. I think giving the ball away, I think him and Paqueta are the worst in the team when it comes to giving the ball to the opposition by far. I mean, Pablo runs around like a lunatic and does everything for the team. And I just feel that Souček is just off the boil.
He's just dwindled out again. Go on, Gary.
So one thing I think about Fornals, I think Moyes has got a lot to answer for his treatment of Fornals, to be honest, because as Nigel quite rightly says, he's not been played in the right position. It's also like, 3 years ago, he's our top car, the main man. He hasn't been used. They tucked him in the garage, haven't kept him oiled and regularly serviced, and expect him to turn the goods on when he comes on. And he's not match fit. He's not being used in the right position or treated in the right way. So I do think Moyes could have used him better than he has done this season, and probably the end of last season as well.
No,
so I think That's what
Just
I was
a bit of breaking news that broke just as we were coming on air, actually, and we were going to discuss Callum Marshall anyway. But West Ham United in the last 20 minutes have confirmed that Callum Marshall has signed a new 3-year contract with
news.
West Ham, but the stipulation is he's now going out to West Bromwich Albion on loan until the end of the season. So just to reiterate, West Ham have confirmed that they are delighted to announce that Callum Marshall has signed a new 3-year contract. The Northern Ireland international will now spend the remainder of the 2023-24 season out on loan at Championship side West Brom. I think there's been some question marks whether he's good enough to go to a Championship team like West Brom today, Mike. But I mean, we signed him down to a contract, so we're not going to have the issues with how we move Bammer and Johnson and whoever else. He's signed himself down to a contract, and it should do some good out on loan. I think it's positive all round.
It's a good move. It is a really good move as long as he gets the game time. I've watched a lot of the youth team games, and he just knows where the back of the net is, this lad, and that is a gift. I can tell you that is a gift. Either got it or you haven't, and he's got it. And he knows where to go. He knows how to ghost in the box, and he knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. And he just doesn't think about it. It's just it's natural. You know what I mean? Just so unlike someone like Antonio, where it is unnatural to him. He is a natural goal scorer, and I really hope that he does well at West Brom, because I think he's got a future. I really do. I think the lad is. I've said it for a little while now. He's been scoring goals regularly. That he should have had more minutes. I think he should have had more minutes in the first team. With all these players coming back now, I think they've realised we can't give him those minutes now, because realistically, if Kudus, Paqueta, they come back, he's going to get very, very little chance. So, good move to go and play Championship. Yeah, I agree, Jake. Maybe League One might have been better, because there was talk to someone like Rose, he may have got a lot more chances in League One.
Yeah,
but
I just hope that he gets that opportunity and he gets the game time that is gonna, evidently enhance his performances when he does return to West Ham. And I think just sending him out on loan would have been decent, but getting him down to a contract before he goes, I think is an excellent bit of business from West Ham. And even for the 20 minutes he came on at Bristol City the other week, Nigel, he looked sharp, he looked quite quick and efficient. All of the traits that the rest of the team didn't have, barring Ben Johnson that night.
Yeah, he did look good. However, when you look at him up close,
he is a small lad.
He's still got that bit of little boy about him. Do you know what I mean? I think he needs a good season, and he needs a kick up the backside to see what it's like in proper men's football. Because he looked like a school kid when he was on that pitch. When you put him up against the blokes he was playing against, and you looked at him, it looked like he was a kid that had been put in a man's team. So we'll just, I'm not saying he's not good enough, but I think, a bit of time in the gym, some proper game time, proper players getting stuck into him to make him realise what he's up against. And I think West Brom are a half decent team as well. It's not like they're a crap team. They're not a bad side. They're up there, aren't they, challenging for a playoff position. So, and they're a big team, big crowds, and that'll be good for his confidence, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And of course, he'll be linking up with former West Ham United player Grady Dean Garner. Dare mention his name on a West Ham YouTube channel. Hey, Gary, I think overall, you've been a big advocate of getting Marshall involved in this side, and I think it's a fantastic move for him.
Absolutely, but as Noah said, I agree. He needs to physically grow, but you're not going to know until he gets a chance. Now he's got a good chance now to push push his career forward at West Brom. Hopefully, get a few games under his belt, bit of confidence. Because if he's not in the first team at West Brom by the end of the season, really, he needs another season next season on loan as well. Because we've got some very, very good players at West Ham now, and if he wants to get to that level, he needs to show himself. So I don't know who's up front for West Brom, to be honest, Jake, but he should be pushing these guys and getting some minutes under his belt and getting some goals as well.
Yeah, and it's Cyril Regis.
Right, let's take some comments before we move on. Gareth, thank you very much indeed for joining me. He says, what is happening to our windows? They're getting better and better. Well, that's compliment of my windows. They are quite new out there, double glazed as well. I'm here all night. I'll be all night.
They get put through every night around your way, don't they, Jake?
Yeah, funny one. Mike knows this is a lovely area of the country.
It is. Yeah, very posh area.
Yeah, I just got to stay away from Mike because he comes up and pesters me all the time. usually run Hunter's Lodge wanting a breakfast and wants me to pay for it, but I don't know what about that. But
when it gets cold in the caravan, eh, Mike?
Yeah.
All good news, Ari Marshall. In my opinion, absolutely, I agree. Our top youth players need to go out on loan straight away into the Championship. It's a tougher league than the Prem, and they'll be ready the following season for the first team. And hopefully, that's the progression that Marshall can make over the next 12 months or 6 months, whatever he'll spend at West Brom. Just before we carry on, of course, it's deadline day next Thursday. So just looking at my timetable, I'm going to rush back. I'm going to do a transfer show at lunchtime. Hopefully, there's plenty to discuss. I'm going to rush home after playing football in PE on Thursday afternoon. And then we'll do a transfer show. And of course, again, for the second transfer window in a row, we're playing on the day of deadline day, which is, of course, frankly, ridiculous. But of course, then we'll have a build-up show. Then we'll do a transfer show mixed all into one. I'll get my yellow tie out as well, just like I did back in the summer. And just be plenty of content on deadline day. Don't worry about that one. It's on a Thursday. It's not even in January. It's in February. We're playing on the day. It's all wrong, but we're going to do it anyway. In that song, we're going to do it anyway. Is that a song?
Yeah.
It's a line
Yes,
from a song.
wasn't it the bloke from EastEnders? Barry who sang that, wasn't it?
Don't know. Right, next up, we're going to discuss the potential incomings to replace the likes of Ben Rama and Pablo Fornals. Moyes thinks it's Leon Osman we're signing, but it's not. It's Ibrahim Osman is the linked man to West Ham United. The 19-year-old Ghanaian winger has been linked from SC Nordsjælland, and don't think I've been practicing that all day. And it seems like there's a valuation of around £18 million/euros. I'm not quite sure which, on the winger, and it looks like Tim Steidten has identified him as a potential option. And the reason I say that is because it seems like it's at an advanced stage. It's all gone a little bit quiet because of the Kalvin Phillips news over the last 24 hours or so. But if we're going to let Fornals or Ben Rama go, then it seems like this guy is the first option on the list, Nige.
Another winger. Like a Cornet, Benarama. I mean, yeah, Fornals. I've never seen him as a winger, although he was played as one many times badly. But yeah, I'm not that keen on getting another winger. I don't think we need another winger. We play it wide enough as it is. Every week, and I'll say it on this show time and time again about the way we get the ball. And ever since back in the days of Dawson, we will pick the ball up and we will pass it out to the fullbacks, which it will come back inside again. And we never play to a winger's strengths. We just don't do that. We try and get the ball wide, and then we just come back, and then we lose it in the middle. I think the signing of Phillips is gonna change our style of football a little bit, and that's what we've needed because we never ever seem to play the ball through the middle. And whenever we do, we have results.
Yeah,
like you look at Antonio when he gets the ball wide, he doesn't do anything with it. You kick the ball over the top to the bloke, he turns into another footballer because you don't have to think about it. He just runs onto it and scores, and that's what we're missing. You watch us play football. We never ever play football for the centre. You look at teams like Manchester City. They get the ball, they play it to the middle of the park. We see. It seems like we haven't got anyone in the middle, and I think a winger is the last thing we need. That's my opinion.
There we go. Yes, it's an interesting one. We're not going to cross over to Mike's expansive knowledge of the Danish Super League in terms of this player. Mike, do you think, let's ask that question to you, do you think if we're going to let either Ben Rama or Fornals go, we need to replace them with another winger, or do you think we're just okay as we are?
Well, I know Cornet scored on Sunday, but he didn't do anything else in that game. 2 or 3 times they gave the ball away. I thought Sheffield United, let's face it, they huffed and puffed, but there was very little quality there. You know, if we'd had Kudus or Paquetá, I think we would have beat them.
Yeah, easily.
2 or 3 times where they gave the ball away in the middle, where they tried to pass it around, and they just ain't good enough to do it. Full stop. For me, they're a team that's going down. They were just lucky that they caught us on a day where we didn't have a best team. We didn't play that well. If we'd had Kudus instead of Cornet, there was a couple of occasions where they gave the ball away and he just didn't really know where to go or what to do with it.
He hasn't got that
Okay.
zip and confidence.
He hasn't. Okay, not been playing. He's not fit. You know, you can put all those things aside, but yeah, I don't see him fitting into our plans. I really don't. Ben Rama, like Nigel said, has been used out wide, but he's not a wide man.
No,
For me,
it's not.
position, he's got to play in that number 10 role. He hasn't got the out and out pace. He's got the skill, but for me, in that little hole is where his position is. But then again, we've got 3 or 4 that play in that position, haven't we? We've tried to turn him into wide men. So I can see why we're looking at a wide man. You know, I've had a little clips of this guy, and he's got pace, no doubt about it. But he's playing in the Danish league, mate. You know, he's not going to come straight into the Premier League. No way.
Exactly.
He's not ready for that yet. You know,
he'll be a project for sure. You know, a
potential, Jake. But I suppose we got to trust, haven't we?
And Gary, you know, when you look at, you know, Mike has just mentioned Cornet there, and I do think Cornet will improve. And I don't know whether Nigel spotted it when he scored the goal, because it was at the other end to us. When he came back, he pointed to the away end, and he sort of went like that, as if to say, "There we go, finally." And I do hope that he can improve now in that sense. But you know, as I said to Mike, if we're going to let one of these 2 creative players go because they're not wingers, then I think we are going to have to replace them. It seems like either this or Jota, not Diego, are the 2 that are on Steigen's current shortlist.
Yeah. I mean, Ben Rama has to go. I can't remember the last time he did anything good for us, to be honest. So, and he's not a winger. Nigel, Mike are right. He's not a winger. And if he cuts back inside on that right foot one more time, I'm going to go down there and cut his left leg off just because he never uses it. So it might just save time. Really. So, you know, he needs to go. If we get any money for him, that's great. It seems to me 18 million for this young lad is a lot of money for someone that hasn't really proved himself. I mean, we just said in Tim we trust, and to be honest, he knows far more about football than I do. So, you know, maybe he thinks it's the right move. But you know, we paid double that for Kudos for a guy that scored a hat trick in the Champions League the week before, and that. And you've got this guy coming, so it seems a lot of money for him. Nigel's right about the centre. We need for a long time now. Souček, bless him, he's not a footballer. We all know that. You know, he can't pass the ball 5 yards. He's a good presence. I thought he was good at Sheffield United. He got involved and shut the game down, but he's not a footballer. Phillips can pass it and gives us options through the middle, which we need with Ward-Prowse as well. But we do need a winger, I think. We need a bit of pace down that left-hand side would be great. It gives us an option. We've got the option of going through the middle and going out wide, which would be good. So we've got 2 options. It makes us more less predictable. Yeah, exactly. More versatile, less predictable. Because the thing with Moyes, you always know he's going to play. Another team said that we've got those 2 options. That'll be nice. But judging him, I don't know about him. And Jota again, he seemed okay at Celtic, but as Nigel said and Mike said, it's a far inferior league, the Scottish League, the Danish league, the Premier League, especially the top of the Premier League where we are. You know, you are looking at top class players needed. So, you know, in Tim we trust, but let's see. It seems a lot of money to me personally, Jake.
Yeah, let's see in that sense. But look, we've got one more topic to discuss. It is that Jota that I touched upon there. So we'll go through that in a second. But before we do, we will wrap things up in about 10 minutes. Who's going to be watching the final of the Traitors tonight?
Me.
Anybody else?
Who's going to win?
To be honest with you, I would have
Rice is in contention.
Is he? Yeah, don't surprise me at all. Rio Ferdinand is there as well, but I think I'm going to be honest with you, Gary. I watched the first episode of it last night. I watched last night's, and that's all I've watched. So I'm just sort of getting myself accustomed to it as it's ending. It's quite good though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, one of the girls will win, I think, mate.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Harry, I reckon I think Harry's got it all sorted out in his head.
He has. He's a sly dog, that one.
But he is. See, Mike and Nigel just grinning because they got absolutely no idea what we're on about.
We're too busy watching Love Island.
Oh, you're watching Love Island, are you? Who's going to win that then, Nigel?
No, we're not. It was a joke, everyone.
Don't worry.
I'd have to burn my eyes out with burning candles to watch any rubbish like that.
I got a bit excited when you said that then. I'm just going to start asking you questions about it.
He's watching Love Island.
I was into. I watched Saltburn.
That's good.
Yeah, I haven't watched it
film,
yet.
That. Good
This
film.
weekend I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I liked that. That's my cup of tea. All that weirdness.
It was
yeah,
good.
well, see, somebody at school said today it's a bit bizarre, and then somebody explained one of the scenes to me, and I went, "Oh, that is quite bizarre." So that's
It
sort
is.
of like your street, is it, Nigel?
The graveyard
Yeah,
scene, Jake. Yeah?
I've been playing Murder on the Dance Floor in the car a few times. You know.
The graveyard scene. It's a
dancing
little bit.
dancing naked around the house and that. But that's normal.
Jake,
Who just said, "Why have you been taking longer in the bath?"
have you seen the talented Mr. Ripley, Jake?
Have I watched
seen the
Gary?
talented Mr. Ripley? Have you seen that film? That's quite similar.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Good film.
It's a good film.
I've been watching The Kitchen on Netflix.
Have you? Very good.
Kitchen. What did we watch on Netflix? It was good on Netflix.
Mate, it was on Top Boy. He stars in it.
I like a bit of Top Boy. I like a bit of Top Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, I've blimmin' sidetracked you all now. Right, let's get back to the topic, shall we?
Getting back to football, Jake.
Yeah.
This bloke's got some pace. Pace don't always mean you're a good player. There was this bloke who played for Charlton, Demis Romadol. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
He was like lightning, fastest player I've ever seen, but he was crap.
Yeah.
And
There we go.
you know, so being fast don't mean anything. And you know,
Nice. Ryan Fredericks.
oh my god.
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah, I
Frederick,
feel
Man
sorry for
United
Ryan a
away.
little bit. He was very, very fast, but like I say, it don't matter if you're fast. You've got to be a decent footballer as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
you want. I mean, we need. You know, I mean, we've always had we've been spoiled with some exciting players who could go past people like Payet, Di Canio. They just beat people for fun, like
Danny Ings.
don't they? Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of players I like to see in a West Ham shirt. But
Exactly.
yeah, but as you notice, we said about the middle, all the good teams have all got good central midfielders like Odegaard, Rodri, and you know De Bruyne. All them, they're such good teams. You know, with that central core, and that's what we lack, and that's why we don't do as well as the others. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's hopefully what we can establish. Right, the final story is about Jota, not Diego. I don't know his first name, actually. It's not written here. Al Ittihad are trying to find a solution for ex-Celtic winger Jota. The Saudi side are willing to accept loan or permanent offers. West Ham are very interested and are one to keep an eye on. Other Premier League clubs have also displayed interest in the former Celtic player. It seems like another alternative to the departure of either Ben Rama or Fornals. So just briefly, anybody want to comment on that? Anybody recognise him from their vast, knowledge of the Scottish League or the Saudi League?
I actually heard today. I said to you in the when we was
backstage,
waiting backstage. Yeah, when we was backstage in the kitchen, I said, someone said, "Oh, we were interested in Jota," and I did get a little bit excited. And then I realised it was the rubbish one.
The rubbish one. Mike, any comment?
I remember him playing for Celtic, but mate, what they get four difficult games a year, don't they, up there? And that's it. I mean, mate, you've got to be wary. You've got to be wary of the guy's gone out to Saudi for a start, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right, you could play against Kilmarnock, mate.
I think I've played against better teams, but
I think if it's a loan, Jake, with no obligation, we've got nothing to lose to bring him in for a few months. So have a look at him, but see how good he is. Nothing to lose. He would definitely be better than Ben Rama for wing. That's a sure fact.
Fair enough. There we go. Right, I've got two questions before we go. Right, so have you watched this Saltburn thing? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course we have.
Mike hasn't watched it. Right, Mike will skip you. Describe it in one word and keep it PG, Nige.
One word, Saltburn. Interesting.
Gary.
One word. Unusual.
Unusual. There we go. And Mike, I'll start with you for the second one. Is have you prepared your Valentine's Day experience yet?
Oh yeah.
All done and dusted, is it? All done.
Everything ready? Yeah.
What's all that about then?
Jake, me and Mike have been married many, many years.
Mate, if I did something like that, she'd wonder what the hell's going on.
How long have you done, Mike, now? 30 odd years?
40 years, mate.
40 years. See, I've done 25.
Yeah.
Have you not got cards secured and some flowers prepared?
No.
Mate, Jake.
I did that one.
On February the 13th, you go out there and buy a card and you see all your mates in the shop. That's what happened.
I've been clever, lads. I've been really clever. because
He got married.
I'm getting married on Valentine's Day. So that means that instead of
You're
you can
You're
block
killing
that
two
into
birds with
one.
one stone. Killing two birds with one stone. That's
One
the
card for the rest of your life. Good man.
You forgot our anniversary. You can't forget that, can you? Really?
No.
No. So right. So if we come to a conclusion, none of you are even buying Valentine's Day cards.
No.
I've got to, mate.
Jake,
Imagine forgetting on your wedding day.
Jake, bit of advice from us three. When you're young and single like you are, and you're wooing them, yeah, put all the money in then. After that, don't worry.
Yeah.
Who implied I'm young and single? That's a joke.
I never used to be able to open my door, mate, because of all the cards up against it.
I wonder where you were going there. I couldn't open the door. They used to fire through, did they? Oh, wanting a bit of Nigel King. Yeah.
Get up in the morning, door blocked. Do you know what I mean? Big pile of them there.
West Ham 1-0 up. Moore has scored. I could make a joke then, but how was
that's the Irish guy, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
How was Nigels Costa? That's a big old cup you had there, Nigel. What was that, a large?
Jake, again, we're skint, so we had coupons. You know the one you get on your card. We had about 30 drinks, mate. So we had to. There'll be a day when we have to use them up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I used to build up all the Costa points and get free stuff.
Big cups, mate. I noticed you lot came in, didn't even buy one.
Well, no, because we'd already had one in Wetherspoons, a lot cheaper and just as nice.
Not proper coffee though, is it?
No, when I walk to the ground, I walk past the children with cancer. You know, seen those bins, they're collecting for charity. I'll just push them out of the way, but Nigel King's wedding fund,
The fund's gone, mate. The fund, there's
no
very
room for
little
a
left in the fund. It's dry.
Now you have a different type of. He's just coming right at the end.
I've gone for full gangster mode with the, you know, the bits that go. You know what the things that go on the arms and that.
Armbands.
Arm suspenders, arm suspender things. I've got all them.
Blue
suit, a whole lot, mate.
Have you got
a pair of trainers for the evening?
What's it called? The
braces.
That's it. Yeah, have you got some of them?
Braces? No, you can't wear braces with a waistcoat. You little right idiot.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like cannon and ball.
Cannon and ball.
Peter's just swooped in right at the end with the comment of the night. So he's referencing your pile of Valentine's Day cards, Nigel. What about that?
Different type of piles.
Oh dear. Right, we will leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Just to recap from the last 42 minutes, if you're just joining us now, we've discussed Kalvin Phillips, who is now a Hammer. Pablo Fornals, could he be going to Real Betis? Could he be staying in London? Who knows? I'll say David Marshall. Then Callum Marshall has gone out on loan to West Bromwich Albion, but he's also signed a 3-year contract extension at West Ham. Jota, not Diego, could be coming to West Ham. A Ghanaian winger. No, we've already got one. We might have another one. Ibrahim Osman, not Leon Osman, could be joining West Ham. Try doing all that in one breath. Someone take over. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to West Ham Official if you are new. Nigel, Mike, Gary, thank you for joining me.
Well done, Jake. Cheers.
Oh, well done with that one, mate.
Why did I do
done.
that?
He's been practicing that. He's been singing Eminem songs all day.
Oh, Bill Withers, lovely day.
No idea what you're on about. You've just lost me now.
As well.
You've lost
some of
me
these
completely.
jokes, lads, some of these jokes we put to him on this channel, you've got to remember, he's only 11. Remember that.
I'm 16. Do you know what Mum said today? She sat down and she went, "Oh, you can apply for your provisional driving license soon." And I was like, "Hey, you can't wait to see me drive, can you?"
Can you ride a moped now at 16? What's the legal age for mopeds? Is that 16 or 17?
You can do a moped at 16, 50cc, can't you?
Yeah, but I ain't riding a moped. Mike, you sort of went like that then. Are you suggesting that I'm going to taxi you around all the games or something?
Of course you are. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It annoys me, you know, when people say to me, they say, "Oh, you ride one of them mopeds, don't you?" I went, "It's not a moped.
It's a motorbike."
They
A
say that
Lambretta is not a moped.
It's not. It's a scooter.
There we go. Right, Nigel, Mike, Gary, pleasure as always. The dream team. Thank you for joining me.
No problem, Jake. Have a nice evening.
Yeah, just get the mic taken up.
Good night. Watch the Spuds get smacked.
Yeah, exactly. 11-year-old choir boy. Be quiet, Peter. Come on. Don't ruin it.
He's got that choir boy look about him now, hasn't he?
I was in the choir. Mike knows
Was
this.
you? You know
Yeah.
what? Was you?
Voice of an
I think
angel.
Alex Jones.
Voice of an angel. But, you know, I pat that in. So not anymore. Right. I'm going to go. Thanks for joining us, boys. Come on, you irons.
Otherwise,
And we will see you soon right here on West Ham Unofficial. Nigel's going to go and try and find some money. Mike's going to go and take off his Lucas Fabianski jumper. Gary's going to try and turn off every single one of them lights that he's got on in his office.
sorry,
Mate, his electric bill must be through the roof.
It's actually a little side light, cheap one.
B&M, £2.50.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. That is it from us. Thank you very much, and we will see you soon. The transfer show is done. I'm going to enjoy my Friday evening. I've got no homework. I've got nothing to do. Massive lie-in tomorrow. First lie-in for weeks. Honestly, I cannot wait. I can sense the excitement in the room.
Tumbleweed.
Dear me. No West Ham this weekend. Get in. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
There, guys.
Thanks, boys.